Justice for Daniel. Those words echoed through downtown Dallas as Daniel Erving's family stood before reporters, refusing to accept that their son's death should simply be remembered as an accident. His mother fought back tears. His attorneys demanded answers. Supporters held signs calling for justice. And one question hung over the entire press conference. What really happened to Daniel Erving? Before we get into today's case, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Crime Chronicle, and click the bell icon so you never miss another true crime documentary. When 18-year-old Daniel Erving left home on April 13, 2026, no one imagined it would be the last time his family would see him alive. Daniel had recently graduated from Satcha High School. Those closest to him describe him.
Daniel Erving was a son, a brother, a high school senior who had his whole life ahead of him. He was an honor roll student. He was a member of his swim team.
Morning, he met up with 19-year-old Lucas Roper and a 17-year-old friend. According to investigators, the three planned to spend the day at Lake Ray Hubbard, a popular destination in North Texas known for fishing, boating, and swimming. But sometime that afternoon, their plans changed. Police say the three climbed onto a railroad bridge crossing the lake and jumped into the water. Lucas and the juvenile made it out. Daniel didn't. According to investigators, Daniel disappeared beneath the surface and never...
Today is 3 months since Daniel Erving left his home on April 13th.
Every second mattered. A quick 911 call. A fast rescue response. Even someone nearby hearing cries for help. Any one of those things could have made a difference. But investigators say that's not what happened. Instead, police allege the two friends left the area without ever calling emergency services. While Daniel's family spent the evening wondering why he hadn't come home, investigators say the people who knew exactly where he had disappeared told no one. The following day, Daniel was officially reported missing. Search teams flooded Lake Ray Hubbard, hoping to find the missing teenager alive. For several days, his family waited for answers.
Waiting for the justice system to provide justice. A reasonable-minded person would know. If you are not guilty of a crime, why would you throw away his clothes and delete messages and not even call his mother?
Amen.
I want justice for my son. I want justice for Daniel.
Amen. Amen.
Then came the phone call no family ever wants to receive. Daniel had been found. His body was recovered from the lake. For many people, that seemed like the heartbreaking end of a tragic drowning. But for detectives, it was only the beginning. As investigators retraced Daniel's final hours, they began looking beyond the drowning itself. According to court documents, what happened after Daniel disappeared quickly became the focus of the investigation. Police allege Daniel's clothing was discarded in nearby brush. His cell phone was allegedly thrown from a moving vehicle. Investigators also say messages connected to that day were deleted from Lucas Roper's phone, and that Roper later admitted deleting them because he feared getting into trouble. Those allegations dramatically changed the direction of the case. Months later, Lucas Roper and the juvenile were arrested and charged with tampering with physical evidence. It's important to remember that neither was charged with causing Daniel's death. Standing beside the family, their attorneys urged prosecutors to look beyond the accidental drowning ruling. They argued that the alleged disposal of evidence,
Tampering with the evidence charge, is an outright disrespect to this family, to me, to this community. You cannot later on say this is an accident when you fail to report.
the deleted messages, and the delay in contacting authorities deserve a much closer examination. Whether those concerns ultimately lead to additional charges remains unknown.
It doesn't take 3 months to investigate what happened to Daniel Erving. Johnson came into the police department That's the minor suspect in this case with his parents after days that this may be a mistake. But you failed to go back to the house. You picked Daniel Erving up and tell this family that something happened. You threw out his clothes out of a moving vehicle. You threw out his cell phone in a moving vehicle. Eyewitness says that they never saw them with fishing rods.
What is known is that the investigation is still open. Since the press conference, support for Daniel's family has continued to grow. Community members have attended rallies, shared Daniel's story online, and called for investigators to keep pursuing every lead. Still, it's important to separate emotion from evidence. Investigators maintain that Daniel died from an accidental drowning. The evidence tampering charges relate only to the alleged actions after his death. At this time, no one has been charged with homicide, and authorities have not publicly released evidence proving that Daniel was intentionally killed. That distinction matters, because in true crime, facts matter just as much as questions. And right now, there are still plenty of questions. Why wasn't 911 called immediately? Could Daniel have been saved if help had arrived sooner? Why were his belongings allegedly discarded? Why were messages deleted?
That the Dallas Police Department would disrespect this family and not bringing charges.
And perhaps the biggest question of all, will Daniel's family ever receive the answers they're searching for? As this case continues to unfold,
until we see justice in the murder, and because law enforcement failed to investigate, we're going to call it what it is. Because when you leave a community left to interpret what happened, it's called murder. When we don't know what happened or whatever it may be, the only thing we can do is murder. And guess what? If you do your job and you investigate it and the facts change that, then we'll change it then. But till then, it's called murder. Because you don't throw someone's clothes out of the car. You don't throw a cell phone out of the car. You don't delete a text message unless you are guilty of something. And I don't have to reiterate the PC affidavit because you can read it yourself. You deleted messages because you knew it was going to be an investigation.
One thing remains certain. Daniel Erving's story is no longer just about how an 18-year-old lost his life. It's about what happened afterward, the decisions that were made, and a family that refuses to stop searching for the truth.
Daniel Erving deserves justice.
Amen.
We came here for three things today. We came here to demand justice, to demand accountability, and to demand change. Justice for Daniel Erving. Accountability for every single person involved in the death of Daniel Erving. And change. So no mother has to stand before, in this situation, demanding, begging, pleading to get justice for her son.
3 months. Waiting for the justice system to provide justice. A reasonable-minded person would know if you are not guilty of a crime, why would you throw away his clothes and delete messages and not even call his mother?
Now we'd like to hear from you. After hearing both the official findings and the family's concerns, what do you think? Do you believe this was simply a tragic accident followed by poor decisions? Or do you think investigators should continue looking deeper into the case? Share your thoughts respectfully in the comments below. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Crime Chronicle, and click the bell icon so you never miss another true crime investigation. Until next time, stay safe,